In this video, I'm going to reveal the only LinkedIn outreach method that you need to smash your sales goals and beat your competition this year as a B2B business. And to give you an idea, I've seen campaigns book 20 to 40 meetings a month using this exact setup with just one single tool. After spending the last few weeks studying what the top performing outbound teams are doing, I discovered what might be the single fastest, easiest, and most effective way to generate warm leads on LinkedIn in 2025. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to copy this exact method, plug it directly into your business regardless of your niche, and start getting replies from the right prospects the same day. Before we begin, I want to show you what most businesses get wrong doing LinkedIn outreach in 2025 and why this is killing their results. Most businesses are still doing outreach like it's 2018. I analyzed over 5,000 failed LinkedIn campaigns and found that 90% of them make the same mistake. They're either doing everything manually or using outdated tools that blast the same copy and paste message to 200 people and hoping somebody responds. Basically a spray and pray approach. You've probably seen messages like this 1,000 times, something along the lines of how they can help you 10x your leads. There's no context or real personalization there. You didn't even get the notification that someone went through your profile. And when they do personalize, it's literally only your first name slapped in front of the pitch. Sometimes it's even worse. They go full manual. They sit on LinkedIn for hours on end searching for people one by one and copy paste templates they found on Google hoping for the best. All this without tracking follow-ups and replies. Then there's also what I call the Frankenstein approach. They'll use one tool to scrape LinkedIn profiles, another one to guess their emails and validate them, and another one to send DMs, all while trying to follow conversations and track data across 19 different browser tabs. You don't need me to tell you how ineffective this is. Just thinking about tracking the workflow and pricing for all those tools is already giving me a headache. Here's the thing. Tactics people were using even 2 years ago do not work anymore. That means no more pitch slapping and no more fake personalization. Prospects can smell this a mile away. Leave this behind in 2018 where it actually belongs. And instead, let me show you what's actually working in 2025. While most businesses are still doing outreach like it's 2018, the top SDR teams, agencies, and sales pros have switched to a completely different system in 2025. And here's the best part. It doesn't need massive sales team, no switching between 10 different sales tools, and it doesn't take more than a few hours tops to set this up and forget it. Sounds too good to be true? Nope. It's just that these teams are using Expandy. Now it's time to pull back the curtain and show you how. Here's a smart campaign inside Expandy so you can see this in action. Right here, everything is happening within a single campaign. For example, the first touch here is visiting someone's profile and then sending a connection request. If they accept, Expandy sends the first DM after a few hours. What if they didn't accept? No problem. There's a follow-up touch set in place for that. And if they still don't respond, it can automatically switch to email as a fallback after a few days. Then you can see exactly what's happening on a granular level. Here we can see who got which message, who opened what, who replied, where they dropped off, and more. And you're not guessing any data point here. You're literally optimizing everything based on live data. For example, if your connection request acceptance is low, you'd A/B test with a different template. So instead of manually chasing 200 people and losing track after day 2 in a messy Google Sheet, you've got everything you need in one place inside Expandy, including scraping search results, finding their emails, and setting up outreach campaigns that include both LinkedIn and email. You've seen how outdated and painful the old outreach process is. Messy spreadsheets, manual tracking, copy-pasting templates. So if you're still doing outreach like you're stuck in 2018, then yeah, outreach is broken. Fortunately, if you're ready to fix it, you're in the right place. I'm about to show you how to build a modern automated outreach system that actually works in 2025. Let's now jump into Expandy and I'll show you exactly how, step by step. Step 1. Let's start with importing your target audience into LinkedIn. Let's assume we're targeting head of demand gen or marketing directors. If you have Sales Navigator, you can use that. If not, regular LinkedIn search works too. If this is your ideal audience, decision makers, and the right size, we can now import this to Expandy. Wait a few minutes and boom, you'll see your list of profiles imported to Expandy along with their full info. Now that we've got our clean list of ideal prospects inside Expandy, let's build the actual outreach campaign. Now, there are a million different ways to set this up depending on your objective and audience, and with Expandy, you can set up flows for just about every action or scenario. But in this case, we're going to be doing a smart omnichannel campaign with multiple touch points that works across any niche. For the first step, we're going to visit the lead's profile. This warms up the contact, tells LinkedIn LinkedIn that you're active, and they get a notification before you actually send the message. Next step, we'll add a condition to check if you're already connected or not. If you're not connected, the campaign will automatically move to the next step, sending a connection request. If you are connected though, it'll skip that part and move straight to messaging. Now, we'll set up the connection request. This will depend on your audience, offer, and objective, but in this case, we're going to keep it simple. Remember, you're not selling anything here. Just use personalization and start a conversation. Something like, hey, first name, saw your leading growth at company name. Always great connecting with fellow marketers in SaaS. Because here, your goal is to just get them to accept. Once your connection request is sent, add a short delay, let's say a couple of weeks or 4 to 6 hours. If they accept, the campaign will automatically trigger the next step, your first DM. Now, your first message. Again, this will depend on your offer and audience. But for the most part, either ask a conversation starting question or lead with value. Something like this. Hey, first name, thought you might find this interesting. We just analyzed 100,000 outreach campaigns and shared the top performing message frameworks. Relevant if I send it over? If they don't reply, send a follow-up, of course. Now, if they don't accept your connection request after a few days, Expandy can automatically send an email message and a follow-up. This way, you're not limited to just LinkedIn, and you stay top of mind across multiple touch points automatically. As a final follow-up, to get on their radar, you can add an extra visit profile or like their post or endorse skill step. Once the campaign goes through all the steps, the sequence ends. At this point, you've reached your prospect multiple times in a natural, personalized way, all without manually doing a thing and having access to data for each step point. Once you start using this playbook, you're going to be sending tons of DMs to the right people automatically. But if you're not getting the responses you expect, you might be doing something wrong. So click right here to check out the next video where I show you exactly how to fix that and how to make sure you write DMs that boost your reply rate and turn every conversation into a sales opportunity. This is where most people mess up, so I hope to see you there.